everybody, and welcome once again to World's Strongest Man in the Philippines. You know, life just gets tougher and tougher here, as today we move on to Heat 4, a group of men that features young Martins Lissis. He's a strong man who's blazed a trail through the world of strength athletics and is looking to make a real impact here this year. Chop chop, Mr. Beast.
One man's rise through the strongman universe over the past 2 years has been nothing short of meteoric. As he approaches Manila, his speed, power and confidence grow. The uncompromising determination that last year saw Martins Lissis finish as the 4th strongest man on the planet has sent him on a direct collision course towards the title. The American is now ready to make the biggest impact of his life. Facing Lissis are 5 other contenders trying to make the final 10, all with their own burning ambition. Among them is Canadian J.F. Caron, seeking his 6th grand final appearance, and 52-year-old British athlete Mark Felix. 6 trailblazers are gathering momentum in Heat 4, but only 2 will stay on track to make an impact at the grand final of this year's World's Strongest Man.
And we're joined by a meteor presenter now, Strongman's very own Beastie Boy, Eddie Hall. Eddie, what do people make of Martins Lissis in the strongman community?
I think Martins Lissis seems a bit of a showboat, but you know what? He's full of charisma, character, and most importantly, confidence. I really like him.
Well, we mentioned the big age range. Strongman's such a sport of contrast everywhere but the presenting team, really. Mark Felix, 52 years of age. Can you believe he's back again?
You know what? I can't. I retired at 29 years old. The thought of doing strongman till I'm 52, it makes me feel ill.
All right, it'll make your competitors feel pretty ill as well.
Yeah.
Let's join our commentators at event 1. And bringing us the action from the opening event in Manila are Colin Bryce and first up, Mr. Danny Wallace.
Well, thank you, James. There he is, J.F. Caron. Lissis on the right there. And the load and carry takes place over 75 seconds. 2 sacks, one at a time, 150 kilos each. Then the farmer's walk, which adds up to a 300 kg walk.
Lane number 1 from Australia.
Well, Rongo Keane representing Australia. Originally from New Zealand. First time here. Getting his warm-up going up against, well, a very familiar face. Astra from Blackburn, Mark Felix.
Lane number 3, Sisto.
And from a long line of Polish strongmen, the brilliant Rajkovsky. So we begin. She doesn't know what she's taking a picture of.
It does begin. Rajkovsky closest to camera. It's Felix in the middle lane, though, the Brit who gets away those massive mitts of his, just slapped onto the sack and off he goes. Rongo.
Yeah, Rongo having a not very easy time.
He's got a massive barrel chest, Rongo. I think he's struggling just to get to grips with these huge sacks. Felix wastes no time, and he's got a great grip. You've got to fancy his chances at finishing this in one go.
Absolutely, his technique on the sacks was perfect. This, though, the balance and the grip and the determination are the things that will carry you through. No problem, though, for Mark Felix.
Rajkovsky obviously doesn't have the same kind of grip that Felix has. Poor Rongo on the other side's having an absolute shocker.
Still 20 seconds or so to go. Rajkovsky crosses the line, that's fine, but yeah, you're right, absolutely. Rongo Keane has had enough.
Yes, the former Australia's strongest man, baptism of fire, but wow, my hero, 52-year-old Mark Felix, 40 seconds, surely a national institution.
Yes, at the Royal Mint or the Wimpy. First time the word Wimpy's been used anywhere near Mark Felix. J.F. Caron. Back, 8th time World's Strongest Man. Up against Forsmark. The long arms of the law. It's a policeman.
In lane number 3, from the
Chasing you down. And Lissis, third time here, made a huge impact when he first came on the scene. Big character. That's his girlfriend, Rebecca Rowley. Beats him. World's strongest woman.
Well, let's see who gets away first here. It's JF Caron. I mean, you've got 3 of the world's best in this, going head-to-head.
Forsmark a little bit slower. JF Caron losing out to Lissis, who seems unstoppable. Now it's the farmer's walk for Lissis. The same weight again, but this time in both hands.
Oh, he picked that up easy, didn't he? He's got an incredible grip, Lissis.
Well, he just makes these events look easy. JF Caron, second there.
I mean, still a good time. We're still just at 40 seconds now. Forsmark probably feels under some pressure here.
Wow. Lost his momentum, definitely lost his grip.
Still got over 20 seconds. Just has to regather himself.
Up it goes. It's looking difficult, but manages it.
Well, of all the competitors, I think the heat's probably affecting him most. He's not enjoying it at all.
Well, with 31.66, Martins Lissis wins the load and carry.
Well, how about the way he ripped that sack off the ground? Goodness. Certainly starting this heat the way he finished last year's final. Maximum 6 points then. And he's with Michelle now.
Martin finished 4th last year. Absolutely nailed it just then.
Nailed it.
How far do you think you can go in the competition?
I'm here to win it.
Love it. Here to win.
Absolutely here to win it.
And obviously you've got an absolutely fantastic support network here in the form of your lovely girlfriend, Rebecca. Just how important is it to have her on site with you?
I'm the luckiest man here to have this lady by my side.
I was just watching you from the sidelines. You're obviously so proud.
Very, very proud. He's come along. His journey started way before this, and just knowing the backstory and then how hard he works, blood, sweat, tears that truly go into this, it's pretty incredible. So yeah, easy to be proud.
Lissis and his missus share the kisses. Martin's almost 4 seconds faster then than JF Caron, with Mark Felix third and Rongo Keane picking up no points after failing to complete the first sack. Coming up in our Philippine paradise, it's another slice of hell in the Circle of Strength. That's next on the Taxi Palace World's Strongest Man. Welcome back. Next up in the Philippines, it's an event as impressive as these whale sharks of Cebu. How will our big beast get on with the Circle of Strength? Michelle has more.
Thanks, James. Right up next, it's the Circle of Strength, where our athletes have to pick up this bar with this motorcycle attached to it and walk around in a circle for as many degrees as possible without putting it down. Now, it weighs in at a whopping 300 kilograms, so it's no doubt going to be very constrictive on the chest. Now, this event's been called many things over the years, everything from Cone's Wheel to the Basque Circle. There's been some memorable moments and a few injuries too.
Please welcome from Iceland, Hafthor Julius Björnsson.
Phenomenal targets have been set by these guys. Year after year after year, the standard is getting better and better. So what sort of Viking power has he got left now? Oh, look at this. Still going well. He needs another full revolution. If anybody is well equipped to do this event well, it's Magnus Sangerson. He's got massive arms. They're bigger than most people's legs. He's not going to do it. It's getting lower and lower. And that is it. The effort. And he's down. Twine over matter.
Oh dear. He needs some oxygen back in those lungs.
Oh my goodness, what a finish. My goodness, cooling off in the best possible way.
Well, the Circle of Strength. We do see a lot of injuries with this one. Just have to carry it round and round as many times as you can. Forsmark gave it a go. Managed 225 degrees. Then it was the turn of the Australian Rongo Keane. Did better, 262 degrees, placing him second so far. Behind Rajkovsky. Did very well, 369 degrees.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's the circle of life, isn't it, Colin?
from Great Britain,
It's
Felix.
Just round and round.
It sucks the life out of you, I think. Felix should be good at this. I mean, he's got incredibly powerful arms. He's very fit. He does plastering all day long. Works harder than anybody else in a day job and still makes it here to compete. And he's 52, just to remind you all.
And he can just keep on going where others would falter. Yes.
He doesn't have the big power belly either. He's really quite slim, so it's tucking in nicely into his hips. He went over a revolution.
It's a good showing. 458 degrees, placing him in the top spot so far. The circle of strength. A little unsteady on his feet there. Could just be fatigue. He takes it out of you as well.
Absolutely. Lactic acid in your body. Legs strapped up, ice on his knee. That's not a good sign.
He may have picked up a niggling injury. We'll find out more a bit later. JF Caron is up next.
I mean, there is the factor of just how big a step you take, how quickly you do it. I mean, each and every step you have to slightly rotate your foot. Oh!
That's not a good showing for Caron. Concern there from Felix. What happened here?
Possible muscle pull in his quad, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't want to second guess the doctor, but that's where he's grabbing.
He managed 42 degrees before something gave way.
He's in good hands with Dr. Richard Smith there. If it'll put Lysis off at all.
I don't think it will.
I don't think so either.
I don't think much will put this man off. Judging from previous years, he just stares straight ahead, gets the job done.
And he's such an athlete. I mean, there's no spare fat in this man. He's regularly said he's pound for pound the strongest man in the world. Certainly was 4th last year overall, and he comes round towards one revolution.
There it is. So 458 to beat the challenge set by Mark Felix. It looks like it's going to be very well. Almost by the time I'd finished that sentence, he'd already got to 501 degrees. A little bow there. Look at Disney Prince.
Yes, I want to add in, I don't think he'd have gone that much further. I think he's quite lucky he had a marker there to chase.
Do you think so? Well, he's certainly cocky.
Yeah. He was starting to struggle. He was leaning back on his heels, struggling to get any breath in there, but he could see the marker and he chased it down.
He did have some injuries. Michelle is in the medical tent.
Well, this is an event that's taken a couple of people down. Mark, first of all, congratulations. I mean, you came second. You've really been showing the youngins how it's done.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I mean, it's always a good event for me. I was looking forward to it, but then coming up to the starting line, I just feel like a jerk in my leg, and then I just keep carrying on because I wanted to beat those guys. So that I stopped on purpose.
Well, congratulations. Make sure you rest up for a bit. and JF, obviously it was a tough one for you as well. What's the situation with you currently?
I think I torn the hip flexor, something inside the legs. When I start walking and something popped in the leg. A little bit disappointed, but if I can continue the competition, I have chance for qualify, I think.
Well, here's to a speedy recovery. Best of luck to both of you.
A stricken JF placing last in that event. Elsewhere, that turn from Felix enough to take second. But once again, it's Lysis flying the flag for the United States in top spot. The shy, bashful American already with a 3-point lead over Felix in the overall standings. Remember, the top man goes through automatically, while second and third play off for the other qualifying place. No rest for the wicked now. At the Coconut Palace, they're standing by for event number 3. It's the deadlift. Back to Colin and Danny.
Well, thanks, James. So the deadlift, 4 reps. In 60 seconds, you're holding a crate, essentially. And we keep putting heavier and heavier barrels in that crate for you to lift. Not you at home, don't panic. Rongo Keane, currently in second. He managed 3 reps. Ahead of him, Forsmark managed 5. So he's the man to beat. And can JF Caron do it? Now he is carrying that injury. He's come 5th in World's Strongest Man the last couple of years. This should be a real test.
A good thing when you compete very often, like me, stress is going down a lot, you know? Each night I sleep like a baby. no stress, and just arrive at the event. And when I listen to this whistle, I'm ready and I go 100%. I'm like something like a machine.
He really is like a machine. The veteran. So those are the barrels.
We're underway. Number one, pretty easy. It's going to get heavier and heavier by about 20 to 25 kilos as each one of these barrels drops in.
No sign of that injury as yet.
We'll really start to see it as it gets heavier. And his core starts to shake. The hip flexor at the front of the quad. It'll be really difficult to drive his hips through.
Well, he takes the lead so far with 6. Can he manage 7? He's got 20 seconds. Encouragement from the crowd. I watched him earlier. Know what a challenge this is. Has he done it? He has!
Oh!
Wow. Well, we said he was a machine. He said he was a machine.
He enjoys that. That's impressive. Really impressive. And if he does end up pulling out because of this injury, you just see how strong he is here. He's a real danger in the final if he can keep it together.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next competitor.
Well, the pole then, Rajkovsky, currently in 3rd place
Rajkovsky.
after 2 events. Here's the head ref, Magnus Sangerson, a fair man, a kind man, a gentleman.
Fairly harsh to everybody. There's no free reps of Maggie. Now, Rajkovsky, he's a man who often finds himself in the injured position, but, well, dare I say, he's got the luxury of men around him getting injured. If he can keep himself together here, oh, he's not doing that well. He's a great deadlifter normally. Just shows you how strong Caron was.
Coming up to 5 reps now. And as you say, in his back pocket, wow, that's it for him. 5 reps, I was going to say, in his back pocket, he knows that there are 2 other injuries.
Strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought he'd have gone for it there, unless he's sort of banking on the fact that A, he wouldn't have done it, and B, the injuries may well play their toll later on. Actually, look at that. He's pretty wobbly, isn't he, in the core?
Ladies and gentlemen,
On to Mark Felix then.
Representing
I mean, he is great at these events.
I mean, he's good at maximum deadlift, but he's almost unbeatable at repetitions. 7 years in a row, he managed to take the win in the rep events. 2 cars, 3 cars. He would just keep on pulling.
Will he be as celebratory today? He's off. That's the easy one, though.
Well, it's a knee problem he's got, and it's a twisting situation that would really put it under stress. So hopefully we can still see a good max deadlift out of him here. And if he gets all the barrels, it's going to be getting up close to a max deadlift. Nigh on 400 kilos, the last one.
Oh, look at this, still with 35 seconds to go.
To go ahead, Rajkovsky.
Starting to falter now. Locks out. What's he got left?
To equal Caron then.
That's it.
He's rooted to the ground, I'm afraid.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That was not moving.
Felix.
And, I mean, that's Felix all over. He can just keep repping it near maximum, but suddenly he just hits the wall and it's not there. Great result of 6 reps, goodness me.
Absolutely, particularly what he went through earlier. Well, let's move on to Lysis. Hugely impressive competitor, in the lead already. Girlfriend giving him some kind of death stare. And he's off.
Maggie there, stand up straight, says Magnus there. You can just hear it. He wants all these reps to be good and honest. Here's number 4, yeah. Very long arm, Lysis. It's a great bonus to have as a strongman. Maybe not pressing overhead, but any kind of pulling movement. I mean, the joke was Felix could pull his socks up without bending over his arms for so long. It certainly biomechanically helps.
Well, here we go. 22 seconds to get this rep done to equal Caron. Will he lock out? What does Magnus Sangerson say? He says yes, 7 reps.
Wow, he had to earn that one, didn't he?
It certainly did. Oh, me too. You're like a video games character, isn't he, at the end of the round? Play of the day, Ulysses. Just the strain on his face. I mean, Caron made it look easy. If you just tuned in and you're just watching this, if this is the first thing you've seen, it's absolutely fine, this is normal. Ish.
An epic deadlift by Ulysses, but phenomenal from Caron, coming back from the dead to share first. Disappointment for Mark Felix, meanwhile, third in an event he'd expect to do well in. Overall, while Ulysses remains top and set to go straight to the final, behind him Caron moves past Rajkovsky into the playoff positions. Mark Felix, meanwhile, looking really good in second. Well, plenty of thrills coming up here in Manila, as we'll shortly see if Mark can slip into first in our next event, which is the arm over arm. It's something of a drag race, this, as Mark and the other men will try and haul 2 of these magnificent jeepney vehicles down a 25-metre track. That's up next on World's Strongest Man. Welcome back to your World's Strongest Man. Midway through Heat 4, here we are with Eddie Hall. Eddie, what do you make of Martin's Lisses so far?
Martin's delicious, that's what I make of him.
Nice, he's been so good, particularly on the Circle of Strength, which is one of the toughest events so far. He still finds time to play to the cameras.
Yeah, and you know what? I absolutely love that. The sport is strongman, but at the end of the day, we're entertainers.
That same event, JF Caron picking up a nasty-looking groin strain. How much is that going to hamper him?
Knowing JF, not so much. He's the Canadian warrior. He will just plough through anything. Pain is temporary, glory is forever.
I like it, I like it. I tell you what else is forever, Mark Felix. 52 years of age, doing well, but he will have wanted to have done better on the deadlift.
He's 52. Deadlift is Mark's best event as well, but maybe age is taking a toll on his back.
Okay. Well, from our atoll, let's find out now what happens in event 4. Back to our commentators.
Yes. There we are, the commentators. For arm over arm. Heat 4 in Manila. There's Colin Bryce, ready to commentate on this. 60 seconds to pull essentially 2 taxis, 25 metres. That's 6.85 metric tons. And these taxis, I'm not sure what the health and safety is, but they can pack a lot of people in. Well, Forsmark leads so far, 17.49 metres, the distance to beat.
Representing Great Britain.
And Mark Felix up next.
Kind of event he just loves, Felix. Because he's got such a mighty grip, and that's indeed how I look on the right there, Danny.
And he's off.
He is
Big
off.
pull at the start, getting the rhythm going, pulling it right back. This is quite a speed.
Extraordinary stuff. I think the jeepney in the front there is meant to hold about 8 people, and the one at the back, something like up to 20. Yeah, extraordinary. But Felix, my goodness, his hands wrap all the way around the rope. Almost a 12-inch wingspan on his fingers.
And these tyres, not fully inflated either. Makes it a little more difficult.
No, when they turned up, the organisers took some air out of them just to make them flat spot even more. How's Felix doing? 20 seconds to go to finish this off.
17.49 metres to beat. He's done that, so really now it's just a case of how much better can he do? 10 seconds to go.
Come on, Mark.
Come on. One more.
Hard after deadlift, his back will be pumped.
He's done it. Oh, he'll be delighted.
Get away, 59.98.
Just 0.02 of a second more, and the time would have been up.
Just incredible when you consider second man to finish across all heats in this event. He had a terrible bicep injury last year. Healing powers of the 52-year-old.
Representing the United States.
sure there's people drinking to this. Yes, he's 52.
Martins Lissis then. He'd have watched that. Oh, different technique, wrapping the rope around his arm to start with.
Don't like this technique at all. That was a dreadful mistake. You really have to do very long pulls. He's doing short pulls. You're going to try to fully extend and keep that rope as taut as possible.
The people in these taxis originally thought they were on their way to a local model village. No, they're here with Lissis staring them down, and his girlfriend shouting in his ear. Encouragement.
Oh, that's just surprisingly poor from Lissis. I think he really exhausted himself in the previous event, the deadlift. It's night and day compared to Felix. In fact, his grip's gone already. 15 seconds to go. He'll never finish this.
He's gone back to trying to use the rope in different ways. Didn't work for him at first. Very difficult once you've lost that speed to get it back up again.
Combine that with the loss of grip power, that's it.
Oh, he's not going to be happy with that. 15.56 metres, placing him in fourth. The arm over arm. She's off to the bar.
I don't know what he was thinking at the start there, wrapping it round his arm, the rope. Big mistake. Our winner, Felix, is with Michelle now.
Mark, that was fantastic to watch. I mean, it seemed like you were really in control and you just held that grip throughout.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of my great events. I love doing it. I know with this one, once I get it going, I just got to keep the momentum and just use my technique, go along home and just keep going.
Does it help to have massive hands? I mean, they're pretty big.
Yeah, you can't estimate those arms, they're pretty handy.
You're in a great position at the minute because you're just behind the leader. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's great for me, you know, man. To say I come back from a massive injury, 2M operation, and to come here and do that, I mean, I'm pleased.
I'm looking forward to watching you go further. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
A big hand for Felix, the only athlete from this heat to complete the course. Martin Forsmark edging Caron for second spot. Lissis, surprisingly, down in fourth. And that means Mark has taken a whopping 3 points off Martin's lead, with just one event to go before top spot and playoff places are decided. For now, it's Lissis top and Caron back in the playoff positions. Felix, though, really piling on the pressure. Oh, Felix. Well, everyone will be trying to catch Fields in our next event after that incredible performance in the arm over arm. Just 1.5 points now separating Mark from the lead in the group. Next up, it's the rather pleasant sounding Dumbbell Medley. It's not pleasant though, is it, Eddie?
It really isn't. We've got 90 kilo, 100 kilo, 110, all the way up to 120. That's a real big ask on these guys.
Wow. 120 kilos, straight arm, one-handed.
Yeah, that's like 1.5 for yourself. I'll be really surprised if anyone does this today, to be honest.
Could you do me one-handed?
I reckon I could, yeah.
I reckon he probably could as well. What about Mark, though? Can he do it? Can he catch Lissis and get that automatic qualifying spot?
Of course he can. Mark's really good overhead. He's really come on over the years. And one thing I'll say about Mark is he's got the biggest heart. He will try the hardest.
Absolutely. The 52-year-old veteran going for glory now. Let's rejoin our commentators.
Well, thank you very much, James. And yes, as Eddie himself said there, pressure's on, Mark. And with this is 60 seconds to hoist these dumbbells straight up in the air. Your arm must lock out.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the left.
And someone who's extraordinarily good at this. Those shoulders, Rajkovsky. Incredible presser. He's in fourth place. He can still catch Caron. That's what he wants to do. That's his game plan. And Rongo Keane, let's politely say, he's playing for pride. He's in sixth place at the moment. Remember, whoever comes second and third overall in this heat will go against each other. The Atlas Stones for a place in the grand final.
That's right, second and third in a straight shootout. Whoever's first at the end of this gets to go directly to the grand final. What a bonus that is. Now Keane's going for number 2, Rajkovsky for number 3. Oh, he didn't quite lock it out. A bit casual there, perhaps.
He's been looking at Magnus Sangerson after each one. Didn't get the nod that time. Up it goes again. Locks out, gets the nod, moves on. Keane really struggling.
Oh, it's so awkward, this. It's the thickness of a soda can, maybe thicker. Pops it with his legs. Oh, nearly came down at his face. Now, Rajkovsky, he wasn't tired, I'd say almost certainly, but does he get it? Yes, he does.
I think he was kind of claiming it before he got it. Some psychological warfare going on there.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for it.
So Rajkovsky in the lead so far with the overhead press. A man who's never used a phone before. Well, he said he was going to do this. Giving thanks for the opportunity, Rajkovsky.
His sister behind.
Fantastic.
Good man, Rongo. Not exactly the nicest way to say thanks. More of a war cry, but I love it.
Just brilliant.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So on then.
On the left, representing Canada, J.F. Caron.
Now, right now, Caron is all about consolidating his position.
Representing Sweden,
He likes it where he is. He can get through to the Atlas stones. But clipping at his heels. Well, Forsmark here.
Massive performance there from Rajkovsky. He's just added a little bit of extra zip to this. But Caron, look at how snappy his technique is. Forsmark, 6'5" with long arms. He's lucky to get that first one.
Just that explosive movement that Caron's got. As you say, the snap. Forsmark a little more casual.
He just looks a drained man since he's been here. The heat really has affected him heavily. The humidity as well. Oof, that's brilliant.
Just over 51 seconds to beat. Caron has to get his fourth. Under that. Forsmark just looks beaten, doesn't he?
Well, he's letting the time tick away here. He's not going to beat 51 seconds, I don't think.
No. And he won't quite complete. That's it for him. And Forsmark both saying enough's enough. Well, has he done enough? Caron, currently second in the overhead press. Still to come, though. This is Felix. So goodbye to Martin Forsmark. And we move on to Lissis and his missus. And the tension here between him and Mark Felix, palpable. Only a point and a half separates them. Lissis is catchable.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it is possible.
On the left, representing the United
It's the winner of these two. Were Felix to eclipse him, he would go through without even having to do the stones, but at the moment it's Lissis who's in the driving position.
Right, representing Great Britain.
So Mark Felix there.
Mark Felix.
I wonder what he's thinking. Are they all taking pictures of that lady? And they're off, Colin.
Yes, indeed. Mark on the right. I think he'd be the first to admit he's not the world's greatest presser, but that was pretty good. He has one bad lockout arm, and actually he can kind of get away with it in dumbbell. His right being not so bad, but that wasn't a good rep. Lissis cruises through that, and he's just about done enough now to take the group if he can stay ahead of Felix.
Well, Felix fails to lock out again. A little register of surprise there, I think, on Lissis' face.
A bit of a present for Lissis, but no, he's going to go for number 4 anyway. Good on him. Come on, Mark. Oh! Could have hurt his shoulder there.
Well, once again, doesn't lock out. But Lissis, still on 3. Felix, only 1. And I think they're both saying enough's enough. And it kind of is. because Lissis will go through to the grand final, and Mark Felix
And now once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for
got
Mark
a chance now
Felix.
from the Atlas Stones to win a place himself.
If there was any event he had to bank on,
Ladies and gentlemen,
it would be Stones, and this man doesn't even have to do it.
World's Strongest Man final, representing the United States.
And you have to say well deserved.
Lindsay.
Absolutely. Tremendous athlete, which will be even sharper than last year. He really stepped up in the final last year when he got 4th. It could be podium this year for Lissis.
Well, he's with Michelle now.
Martin's top of the group. How does it feel to be sailing through to the final and not having to do the Atlas Stones?
So grateful I don't have to do Atlas Stones. It is hot out here.
It is hot out here.
I'm the sweatiest I've ever been in my life.
So what's the plan? How are you going to tackle it?
Rest, recover, enjoy the Philippines a little bit, fill up my soul, and then go out there and destroy and do what I came here for.
Sounds good. I like the sound of that. See you in the finals.
See you.
3 lifts enough to send Lissis through, huge from Rajkovsky, while Mark Felix really struggling with his second dumbbell and only placing 5th. Overall, with Lissis booking his place in the grand final and Rongo bowing out in style, it is Felix and JF Caron who must face off for the other qualifying spot. A remarkable comeback from the Canadian after that early injury. The American dream continues, but for either Mark Felix or JF Caron, a nightmare awaits. One will make the grand final, the other the long journey home. The Atlas Stone Showdown is next. Welcome back. Amid the tranquil scenes of the Philippines, a moment of high tension awaits now on the Tachi Palace World's Strongest Man. Facing a playoff for a spot in the grand final are Britain's Mark Felix and Canada's JF Caron. Let's hear from them both now. Here's Michelle with Mark.
Cheers, James. Now, Mark, you're going to be battling it out against JF Caron in the Atlas Stones. What is your plan of action?
My plan of action is to make sure that my tacky is right and then just go flat out. You know, when it's coming to stone, it's something that I love and something I always done, I always do great things, so I'm looking forward to it.
I'll be watching you. Good luck.
Well, JF Caron is about to take on Mark Felix. Normally, JF, with the Atlas Stones, you'd be confident. But with the injuries you've picked up this year, how are you feeling?
I don't know. You know, with this injury in the flexor, of course you need good legs for stones, but I a lot of time did the stones with a small injury, and I need to catch the final. I will give my 100%. Now I prefer to talk about stones first.
Bonsoir, JF.
Merci.
Back to our commentators.
Well, thank you very much, James. The Atlas Stones then. Pretty simple. Lift them up, pop them on a plinth. Well, the problem is they get heavier and heavier, and you've only got 60 seconds in which to do it. And put simply, whoever does it, whoever completes it first, will go through to the grand final. It's as simple as that, and it's between Mark Felix and, of course, Canadian strongman JF Caron.
Representing Canada, JF
And the pressure's on here, Colin.
Oh, big time. 2 very seasoned campaigners. Caron might be injured, but he's not feeling any pain right now. Felix, little fumble there, but he's tremendous at stones. If he was to choose anything, surely it would be the Atlas Stones. Don't look over, Mark. Focus yourself.
It's a slightly stumbly start from both men. Picking up speed now as they get used to it, get used to each other.
Oh, neck and neck.
Well, this is extraordinary. One of these men will go through to the grand final. One will go home. Mark glances at Caron there. He's going for it. He is quicker off the ground. Caron, though, taking his time. Up it goes. He's done it. That could have gone either way. I think Mark lost confidence there as well as faltered when it came to strength.
Concentration too, just looking over, not playing his own game a little bit.
For a place in the 2018 Tachi Palace.
Shame for him. Well done, JF Caron, though. True injury. I mean, you couldn't have a more worthy man going through.
Yeah, we know it's the 6th time.
Yes.
Thought he might falter on that last stone, but no, he had plenty of clearance in the end. Turned around. He knew how dangerous Felix was. grabbed his opportunity.
My heart was beating out of my chest watching that. Mark Felix, oldest man in the World's Strongest Man competition, 52 years old. You don't look it, and you certainly didn't show it. You put up such a good fight there.
Well, definitely. I was committed, so I just wanted to see the job done. Yeah, but, you know, the first one just slipped it so bad. It just set me back a bit. But I'm pleased, you know.
You were talking about your injuries before this. You know, you've had a tough time going through the competition. What does it mean to you to get a place in the final?
I was not so confident, but I keep working hard and I do all my best and use what I need in my body. I use more my back for the stones. They're working really good, but now one even at a time in final. But just before leaving, I just want to give my hat to Mark Felix. At 52 is just amazing. Keep this level of competition at 52 years old. I think this guy is not human.
Do you want to be doing it when you're 52?
I'm thinking no, maybe a few years more because I compete a lot. But of course at 52 I will be stopped a lot before this.
Well, good luck in the final.
Thank you.
Well, there's the final standings for Heat 4. Lissis and Caron go through. Mark Felix just misses out. Meanwhile, Sweden's Martin Forsmark beating Rajkovsky in their playoff to determine 4th and 5th. Congratulations to the qualifiers and commiserations to Mark. Well, next time up, Heat 5 features Janashia, Kieliskovsky, Shivlyakov, one of the toughest groups, especially for pronunciation. With Nick Best and Terry Hollands in there too, it's going to be absolutely brutal. For now, on a day on which first place went to Lissis and Mark Felix just misses, it's time for us to say love and kisses from everyone at World's Strongest Man.